Yo, what up guys? Welcome back, Patch.
Welcome back.
Yes, and today we're going to be reviewing a 60% keyboard, and this is the Razer Huntsman Mini.
And we've been waiting for something like this from Razer and some of the big companies for a while, so they're finally hopping on board with this. Razer lately has been doing some work. They've clearly been looking into what people want. You've got like the Viper Mini, and they went into the Viper. They started making lighter mice, things like that. And now they're up in their keyboard game. We're finally getting 60% from some of the big manufacturers out there.
But the thing is, 60% I feel like is purely for gamers. If you're a gamer and that's all you do, then 60% is what you get. If you're kind of like a casual gamer, but you also like do stuff on your computer, I feel like TKL is a little bit better, or actually way better as far as productivity goes, and then maybe even a full-size keyboard. But yeah, so 60% is definitely, if you're looking for a compact, very minimal like look on your desk, then this is the way to go. This keyboard is going for $120.
Yeah,
that's around average price.
Yeah, about average, about what you'd expect. Again, you can get a lot of keyboards within a wide price range. It's just a matter of what sort of quality you're looking for on the keyboard. Like this, you're looking into conserving a lot of desk space, really. That's going to be your main concern with this guy. And then, of course, we're worried about the switches, the feel, and then, what everything's made of on there.
Yep, so if you guys do want to get it, we'll leave a link in the description box, but let's get it started off with the bottom. So as far as the feet go, you have 4 feet, rubber feet on each corner of the keyboard. Keeps the keyboard nice and still so it doesn't move around. Your basic stuff. And as far as the entire chassis goes, for the most part, it says for gamers by gamers all over the bottom.
All over.
It's kind of cheesy.
You had to get the branding somewhere, because it's 60%.
Yeah.
Most companies just like replace the Windows key with their logo or something.
But yeah, it's all plastic. This, by the way, is super light. I wanted to weigh it. It says on the box that it's a pound, right?
Yep.
So let's see how many grams it is. Yeah, 446 grams. So I have the Durgod 65%, which has an aluminum chassis, which it feels super heavy and a lot more sturdy than this. I don't know, what do you feel? Like, do you like a heavy keyboard or a lighter one?
That's the thing. I like light. I mean, it's not a big concern for me, like the weight of it, because like how often do you really pick up your keyboard and be like, I gotta take this to the other room, like it's not like something you move around often. But if you're going to LANs, I guess, and things like that, you would care about something like that. For me, the way it's built on this specific keyboard in plastic, it doesn't feel like it's low quality to me. Like, it doesn't make it feel super cheap. You can just tell that it's made out of plastic, so it's a little bit lighter. And I actually don't mind the change.
Yeah, so if you're all about quality, this probably isn't the best choice because it is plastic. But when you're gaming and typing, you really don't notice it. Your fingers are touching the keys,
Yeah, if you're looking for those like $400 like custom made
made out of gold,
that's not here.
Yeah,
that's not
exactly. And then here on the bottom as well, there are 2 adjustments. So there's one that's 6 degrees, and I believe the other one is 8 degrees. So of course, I like to have it on the highest. It's a little bit more comfortable for me.
So the cable, we've got a nice braided cable here, and it comes with a nice little cable tie, which I like. And for the cable, you got USB to USB-C. Yes, no micro USB, dude. I hate it. The USB-C just goes right into the bottom here, and it sort of hides nicely in there, so it's sort of flush with the bottom, which I really like. And it's off to the left side, which is actually something that's notable because I have my audio interface right in front of my keyboard, so it's nice that this is off to the left side, so I can sort of angle it however I need it to be, because I usually have something in front of my keyboard directly. Although I wish more companies would do
detachable or USB-C.
Not just detachable, but I wish more companies would do like what Glorious did with their GMMK, where they give you a 90-degree a male to female. So that's helpful. But this cable is actually really, really nice. So I appreciated the fact that it's A, detachable, B, USB-C, and then C, it's off to the left so it stays out of the way.
Yeah, I really like the detachable because, of course, if there's something wrong with the cable, there's some wear and tear on it or something, you can just replace it. All right, and then as far as the edge goes, there is a nice little bevel, which makes it look kind of cool. It makes it look premium. I like the little touches, and it also says Razer here. There's very minimal branding on this keyboard because it is 60%. And as far as the layout goes, it's pretty flat. There is a little bit of a slant to it, a little bit of a slope, but for the most part, it's pretty damn flat.
As for the switches, we're going to be using their purple switches, which is their tactile optical switch. You've only got 2 options. You've got the purples, which is what we have, very clicky.
And loud, very loud.
Very loud as well.
Yes.
And then you've got the reds, which is going to be linear, and those are still optical as well.
The clicks feel pretty nice. Comparing it to my Durgod and also my GMMK and also my Apex Pro, that it does have a little bit more tension. It's a little bit harder to press than my other ones. Like comparing it to a Cherry MX Brown, or I guess a red as well, because I have a red on my GMMK, and that also is a little bit easier to press. But as you guys can hear, super loud.
Loud.
Yeah.
That is very loud.
Yeah, so if you don't want that, then you should probably go with the linear switch.
As far as like the feel of the Switch, like how it feels, to give a comparison to a different kind, it would be like a Cherry MX Blue Switch with how sort of tactile, light, and also loud and obnoxious. So if that's what you're into, which some people love that in the keyboard, this is the keyboard for you. For me, literally just the feel of it alone, because I like so much how it feels, I can get over the sound, because I really do love how the clicks feel on there. And how tactile it is.
And also you do have some stabilizers here. You guys can see these metal wires that are kind of like stabilizing the switches. So there is minimal wobble. I would say it's around average though.
Yeah, it feels about average, regardless of there being stabilizers or just, it just looks like a stabilizer. I don't think it's actually helping really to stabilize the key at all, but those are on all of the keys. And then as far as the keycap material on there, we've got double shot PBT, and it feels good. It feels really nice.
Yeah, I've never felt a double shot PBT before. I've only had ABS, and this feels really, really nice. It's grippy, has a nice texture to it, and also all the switches have like this little concave shape to it, so it kind of hugs your finger, you know. So your fingers kind of like stays in the middle of the key, and yeah, it feels really, really nice.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of companies really struggle to get that concave sort of keycap design. Some people do it way too much, and then some people do it too little. So I feel like Razer really found a good balance there. Another thing I'd like to mention, and this is minor, this is just aesthetic, which aesthetic seems to be a big thing in keyboards nowadays. The font on there. I love the font. It's like an all lowercase style. It's very Razer, and it looks so nice when it's lit up. I love the font.
Yes, and speaking of lighting up, it's not, I would say it's average brightness for the RGB. Like we put it on maximum brightness, and it just wasn't that bright.
So because this is a 60%, you obviously lose out on having your function keys up top, having your arrow keys, having your print screen key for taking screenshots, things like that. Media keys especially. As with a lot of 60% keyboards, Razer actually has, when you press the function key, it'll light up which keys will do something. If you press them while you have that function key down, you have access to just about all of your media keys, volume up, volume down, previous, and so on. You've also got your arrow keys, and you've got print screen, all of that good stuff. The only thing we're really missing here is there's no function on the left side. So it makes it a little harder to go from like WASD to hitting function and then, you know, switching tracks. You have to go all the way across the keyboard. It's a minor thing, but it's there. I noticed it. And all of the RGB that's on there is actually going to be editable within Synapse, and they do have some presets as well. So if you don't have Synapse, there's some presets, and they're written on the back of the box where you can actually change your RGB settings to just some of the defaults that they have. You can go through those and find one that you like. I know a lot of people still have a stigma behind Synapse. I personally don't have an issue with it, but in there you have full customizability as far as what you want to bind everything to and what you want to change on the light settings. So that's all there.
So wrapping things up, 120 bucks. That's around average price for a keyboard, a 60% keyboard. And I pretty much enjoyed it. You know, I love the switches, I love the keys. The feeling of the double shot PBT feels incredible. I don't really mind the RGB not being too bright, and I don't really mind the all plastic build, you know? Like if you want something that's super quality, like you want an all aluminum chassis or whatever, then obviously look somewhere else. But I feel like they're giving you a pretty good quality and a pretty good deal because they're giving you a double shot PBT, you know?
Yeah, it's everything about this really feels quality. I mean, outside of just like the plastic chassis, that's really the only downside to this. And I don't see it as a downside at all, personally.
Yeah, do you ever like go like when you're gaming or when you're using it, do you ever go like, oh no, it's plastic? You don't do that, you know what I'm saying? So it really doesn't matter, and it's not like, you know, a metal chassis is gonna be like that much better. It's just, it's heavier. So yeah, we would 100% recommend it. We really enjoyed playing with this keyboard.
Absolutely. If I had one thing that I really want, is just another version of this either 65%,
Ooh.
and then I would like something, please Razer, make something that's tactile, but not really, really loud. Like I love my Logitech G Pro keyboard because it's so quiet, but I can still feel it's tactile. And I really want another switch like that, like Cherry MX Browns, where it's still quiet. It's not like the Blues where they get so loud. So something like that I would love to see. And just adding another switch to this wouldn't be all that bad. Just be adding one more SKU.
So anyway, that's our review. Again, if you guys do want to get it, we'll leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you in the next one.